Hi, LA Progressive friends and family. Today, I'm going to be talking to Jillian Burgos, who is running for the City Council of Los Angeles, City Council District 2. And we're really excited to have Jillian with us. And we're going to allow her to tell you a little bit about herself, her bio, her history. But what I'm really excited about is that she is a progressive. And the LA Progressive loves to sit down with other progressives as the progressive and to help the progressive movement. So Jillian, welcome. Tell us your story.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm Jillian Burgos. I'm a proud Afro-Latina. I'm a small business owner of a theater company, and I'm also an essential healthcare worker because the reality is for most people to survive here in Los Angeles, you cannot just have one job. So I'm also a lifelong renter who's faced housing insecurity for much of my life, and I am a NoHo neighborhood council member. I'm not a politician, but I have been called to lead. So NoHo has been my chosen home for over 15 years, and I have become deeply invested in helping the people of my community. So for me, my mother, my hero, instilled the values of service in me from a very, very young age. So for me, family is everything. And I was really also influenced by Senator Bernie Sanders and the whole "Not Me, Us" campaign, helping the person that you would never meet, and that socioeconomic inequality is the greatest problem of our time. I deeply believe that. And I was ripped, roared, and roaring and ready to run in 2015. I was so excited to find an office and run for it and to give back to my community. But I am an only child, and my mother lives in Ohio, and she started showing the signs of Alzheimer's. So I had to take the next 4 years of my life to navigate the healthcare system, the Medicare to Medicaid system. And as we all know, healthcare system is currently not on our side. It doesn't take care of our elders. And it took me 4 years to become my mother's power of attorney. So nobody gives you any guide. There's no guides on how to do this. There's no support. And I had to rely on my family members. I'm an only child, so I have a ton of cousins. I'm Puerto Rican, and they really stepped in and helped me when I couldn't be there. So, like I said, it took me about 4 years to get her safe. But during that time, I started seeing the strain on my family due to our government not taking care of people, due to healthcare, housing situations, and mental health crises. So I started to lose family members. I lost my uncle, Joey, who was the only father figure I ever had due to he was a Vietnam War vet. And, he saw the atrocities of the war at age 18 and never came back the same because we don't take care of our veterans. And he became an alcoholic, and that eventually took his life decades later. And I lost my cousin Tony due to a relapse. He was clean for many years and had a beautiful family with three daughters that he was just so proud of. And just one bad night turned into a relapse, and he overdosed. So he was a victim of the opioid crisis. And then the one that really got me was just after we got my mother safe in 2019, the summer of 2019. My cousin Lala, she was my rock. She was just the person that, like, if you needed somebody, she was down. She would drop everything to help you out. And she lived in a housing project, which was deemed a rampant crime area. And so the police blocked the entryway of that housing project. But to us, her home was always filled with love. There was always a plate of food with your name on it. There was always a game of dominoes, the next family gathering. And Lala just brought joy to our lives. But we didn't realize that her home was also filled with black mold. So her public housing was filled with black mold. She was always sick. So were her children. And in October of 2019, she fell really ill. She went to, she tried to go to the hospital, but due to the lack of childcare, she was turned away because she was 15 minutes late. So she went home to deal with her illness on her own. And then she had a severe asthma attack. Due to the barricade in the front of the complex, the ambulance could not get to her on time, and she collapsed on her porch and was without oxygen to her brain for 8 minutes, and she died. And her death really, really affected me, because I was ready to celebrate with her in December of 2019, and I never got that chance to really thank her for all that she did for me, because she was my pillar with helping me get my mom safe. And I kind of fell into a depression over that, if we're being honest. And I realized that, I could let this take me down, I could let this debilitate me, or I could not let her die in vain, and I could use this to propel me to fight for other people so they could have housing as a human right, safe, affordable housing that's not going to kill them. And, everybody should have access to a roof over their head, regardless of their ability to pay. And so that's when I decided to run for the NoHo Neighborhood Council in 2021. I was elected. I'm the arts organization representative. And shortly after, I became treasurer and chair of housing and services. And I started seeing that on this advisory board, I was making, some change in our community. I was able to pass grants that have fed our unhoused neighbors. I was able to pass grants that have given mental health care to at-risk youth. And I feel that my work is just beginning. And so that's why I started to run for city council. I saw with the LA Fed tapes and the other things, the scandals that have been going on in council, that we have been beholden to corporate servants, not public servants. We have lost the meaning of what it is to actually serve people. And so that's why I decided to run. We had an amazing campaign in the primary. We blew it out of the water. People didn't realize, they didn't take us seriously at first, but we are truly invested. We are a people powered campaign. We are not taking any money from corporate interests. We are only beholden to the people. And with that, we invested any money that we raised, even though we were outspent 12-1, we invested it right back into the community. And we hired canvassers to knock doors and to bring out the message of hope, because the Valley always gets left behind. And we have had the same council member since 2009. And when we ask people, what do you feel about our council district? Like, how do you feel about our current council office? And they said, I've never heard from them. I've asked for help. I've asked for my sidewalk to be repaired. I've asked for sidewalks to be installed. There's such an inconsistency in services. And they want unarmed crisis response. They want different services to be instilled into our community that should be kind of a no-brainer and that haven't happened yet. And so that's another reason why we're fighting for everyday people, because right now, currently, the Valley is just surviving, as a lot of Los Angeles. I mean, just barely surviving and fighting for everything that they can, tooth and nail. And we want them to thrive.
So thank you, Jillian. Wow, that was quite a comprehensive bio, and giving us your background is really so important, because I think what you're demonstrating is that experiences that you've had in your life have really informed you about the kind of support, the kinds of services that you believe that people should be entitled to. We're living in the richest nation in the history of human existence, and yet we have so many people who are unhoused. At any given night in Los Angeles County, you might find 70,000 people without a roof over their heads. We have so many people who don't have medical support. We have people who are drowning in student debt. Um, and it's really unnecessary. I believe, like you, that there are fundamental needs that a society as wealthy as this one should provide, that the people are owed it. I believe in housing as a human right, and I know you do too. And it's one of the reasons that we call ourselves progressives, because we believe that the people are more important than the profits of corporations. And that's why the LA Progressive gets so excited when we see someone like you, Jillian, who has come up through people power and made it through that primary. And we're just determined to provide this information to people as far and as wide as this message can be spread. We encourage people to like, to share, to subscribe, to help the LA Progressive and other independent media to get the word out about these kinds of candidates. Because Jillian, what isn't deeply funded, she needs this word shared. And we as progressives need this word shared. And the general population, whether they know it or not, they will benefit from this. So, Jillian, is there anything that you'd like to say in closing?
I just like to say that, we are the campaign of the people. And if you want to see progressive policies instilled in our city, we deeply need that. We need your support. So we need you to follow us. We need you
And
to.
how do they do that? What is your tag? What is your website? What is your Twitter? Whatever. Give us all that information.
Thank you. Yes. So our website is jillianforthevalley.com. And I'm on all socials at Jillian FORCD2. We try to give a lot of information, teach people how to use services. And so hopefully if you follow us, you'll learn something new. And definitely we need your support. So show up. We have a lot of events coming up. We're really excited to get other progressives elected and to fight for progressive policies like justice for renters, healthcare for all, and we'll continue to keep fighting for the people.
Thank you so much, Jillian. I hope that those of you who are listening to this are inspired to do the same thing that Jillian did, because what we need is the people to be involved. Jillian Burgos, we wish you the best of luck, and we hope to be hearing from some good news from you coming in this general election in November.